That's actually weird. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Morning Medley number, what is this, 316? There's a corresponding Bible verse to that. It's John 3:16. This isn't a religious stream, though. This is a music stream. I'm going to go ahead and start the medley. Hope everybody had a good weekend, by the way. It was a decent one. It was decent. I didn't get to do the things I wanted to do, but it was a weekend. And we're back. Good morning, Cyber. Good morning, Taylor. Good morning, Lindsay. Good morning, Explosion. I'm doing okay, Taylor. Thank you for asking. This song's called Venomate. Good morning, Leona. Hi, Hodikus. I forgot you were in here for a second. Are you always green? already followed me for some reason. I don't know why I already thought that. follow logo. Is it logo Spare My Life? Also, thank you, Zoe. Wow, I'm getting like weird. Oh, old. Is that active or is that recent? Did somebody give me a posture check and I missed it? Hmm. My wrist is always a little sore after flight plan. Which is why I usually close with it. follow. I gotta catch up, Cyber. I will right after the medley. It's almost over. Yeah, I felt good about that.
Checking in with you. It's time to check in with me too. I'm fine, I'm checking in with you. Checking in.
Okay, so I did not plan for the sound effects to go over the transitions. I can't remember who asked that. Somebody asked. It might have been Dar that was like, will the sound effects play? Will the command sounds play over the transitions? And I said, I don't know. Try it out. I'm loving the way it sounds. If anything, it's enriching the vibe of the stream. So thank you for that. Thank you for wow. Right over the gate with the dapper up. Thanks, Oedicus. Really quickly before I dapper up. I gotta go through some thank yous. Because I missed a few things. I got Scruggle is real following me. If you're still in here, thank you for the follow. Also, I dated somebody for 2.5 years that my nickname for them was Scruggles. And I had like a weird horrible flashback when I saw your username. Thank you for the follow. That's really nice. I hope she's great and well wherever she is. She's married, unless a divorce has happened in the past year, which it can happen. Hey, what's up, Burrito Bushido? Thank you for the bark. Back to it. Thank you. It's Goob. Thank you. It's Goob for the follow. I appreciate that. Wow. Am I gonna have a story about everybody's username? So there's the Harry Potter movies, but then there's those other movies called Fantastibeasts, and I always, whenever I go to Universal Studios, I will intentionally mispronounce the names of all of the Harry Potter things while I'm in the Hogwarts part of Universal Studios, and my mispronunciation of wow, I forgot how to actually pronounce his name. The villain from Fantastibeasts. I call him Genji Goob. But I got into a very, very fun argument with a very small child who I hope I didn't scar for life or really ruin their day at the amusement park by pronouncing his name Genji Goob a bunch. And the kid hated it. But thank you for the follow, It's Goob. That's what your name reminds me of. Oh, a follow from Jofus? Thank you, Jofus. I appreciate it. Jofus, I have nothing. I've got nothing. Although your username looks familiar. I feel like I've seen you in someone else's stream. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Ari Eloon? Aria? Oh, it's Aria. That's right. You're not new. I mean, you're new to the Twitch stream, but I know you. Welcome back. And how are you? Haram 6900? Hello, Haram. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. And also, thank you, Aria, for the sub, the subscription, the sub. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Did the sound play? If the sound played, I didn't hear it. I apologize. And then, of course, I already thanked Snappy Beth, but since I'm going through all the thank yous for the follows, thank you, Snappy Beth, personally for the follow. Aria, why when I read the name Aria, I hear in my head 6 strings. Is Aria of 6 strings or Aria the 6 strings? Was that one of your old usernames or is that a band or something? Why is that coming to mind? I was in Explosions chat last week. Ah, yes. That's where I know the username from. My memory isn't broken. Thank you, Explosion, for clarifying that it was indeed your stream that I saw, Jofus. Thanks for coming on over here. I appreciate it. I don't know about unlurking, Lucy. To my knowledge, you can't unlurk, or at least I haven't added that as a thing. I haven't added unlurk. You just gotta tell me. But since this is the check-in, for anybody who's newer to the stream, after I finish the medley, usually I'm pretty focused on the piano for the medley portion of the stream, and then once I get to the check-in, I will ask everybody, especially on Mondays, how their weekend was doing. I'm gonna start with Lucy, because Lucy's trying to unlurk. How was your weekend, Lucy? And while Lucy's answering that, Hodicus, I know what time we're in. Hold on, I'll be back. So, if anybody was here on Thursday, you'll remember Explosion is the one that redeemed the bow tie. And I made Explosion pick between A and B of like a grid like checker pattern. And if you remember, Explosion picked B, which was this exact bow tie pattern, just reversed. It's like I feel like a makeup, like one of the makeup YouTubes. So this is the new. That's how they do it, right? Is it the palm or is it the back of the hand? So this is the new bow tie that we're doing today. This is from Men's Warehouse. You guessed it. It's actually silk and cotton. It's silk and cotton, which makes it a little bit cheaper than a fully silk bow tie, and it also makes it easier to wash for those of you that don't have any silk clothes. It's a Campia Moda tie, which is the same that I did for Thursday and Wednesday's stream. But even with the cotton, you still can dry clean only. I can't put this in a machine at all. I mean, you guys know how silk is. You can't put it in a machine. It'll tear it right up. So it is dry wash only, but I have noticed that this, with a little bit of cotton in it, it does last a lot longer than my silk bow ties. Like, there's a lot of bow ties on this wall, guys, that I've never washed. And I may never wash them. If you're somebody that's trying to get into bow ties, thank you, Hodicus. I appreciate that. If you're somebody that's getting into bow ties, and you're thinking, well, how do I clean it? The answer is never. Try to never have to clean a bow tie. If you think to yourself, the bow tie might get messed up if I wear it to this event, don't wear the bow tie to that event. Cleaning a bow tie is really obnoxious, and it shouldn't really be getting things on it anyway. It's tucked enough under your chin where food shouldn't be getting on it, and it doesn't touch your skin, so like oils and sweat should be. Point is, they're usually really difficult to clean, but since this one has a little bit of cotton in it, it is a little bit easier. Also, I have some like full-on like yarn bow ties that also can prove a bit finicky to clean, so it's not just silk, guys. Is silk easier to tie than cotton? Silk. Ooh, wow. A very good question I did not think I was going to get. Silk is, I won't say it's easier, but it's very different. I would say that when you're tying a silk bow tie, you have to tie it slightly different. And it's a thing that nobody really talks about, but it's something I think you just learn over time. And the reason for that is because obviously silk doesn't have the same amount of friction on it that like cotton and most other fabrics does. It's very slippery. So if you don't tie the knot really high, which might not make sense if you haven't tied a bow tie. There's like kind of a high way to tie it and a low way. If you don't tie it very high, it'll gradually become loosened over the day if you're doing a lot of stuff. Walking around, doing a lot of talking, a lot of neck stuff. Yeah, it'll come loose easier. So you tie them really, really high. A problem with silk is that it's also a really finicky fabric. Like silk isn't really durable. People say silk is durable, but it's kind of not. It's kind of not. So it's like you can't be as like I can tie my cotton bow ties like I'm tying shoelaces, like just like boop boop boop. But with silk, I do have to make sure that like sometimes I'll feel the underlayer to make sure that it's not being like wrung. Because that can happen pretty easily. It's not being wrung too bad. It's not gonna like break the bow tie, but if you're tying it that way consistently, like week after week, it will wear it out pretty bad. Pretty bad. Creased wrung. Yeah, you got it. You got it. Tweaked. Screwed. Anyway, thank you for the lurk, Brief Mortal. I appreciate it. I'm just gonna scroll. I'm just gonna scrunk up really quick. Thank you for the stretch, Cyber. I skipped yoga today because my hips hurt. You sound like a grandpa. This is the stretch that I'm choosing today. Lucy was first, and Lucy says, "Happy to report I have stopped seeing your bow tie army as a staircase. Wow! So the Dapper Up segment of the stream did have a purpose. Lucy doesn't think this is a staircase anymore. Where would I go? No, I feel you though. I see it. I see it. I see it. I don't condone this, but I do see it. I understand. And I'm glad that this is slowly breaking the illusion that it's a staircase. Does laugh still work? I didn't hear that one. Oh wait, laugh. That's not the command. That's the wrong command. Okay. But I'm glad. I'm glad that that's a good. Oh my god. That's a good report. That's a good report, Lucy. Everybody else, how you doing? Everybody else, how's your Sorry, my neighbor's wild. How was everybody else's weekend? Well, everybody, give me a big round. Give me a big round answer. Everybody in the chat. I'll read them all, I promise. While everybody's typing out how to read them. The hinge on my laptop broke. And before anybody gets on my case about brands of laptops and why this is why you need a Hewlett-Packard, or this is why I never stray away from MacBooks, like before anybody gets on brand stuff, this is a thing that's happened to me before. The hinge on a laptop breaking, and it's annoying. But instead of getting a new laptop, I'm going to buy the parts and try to fix it myself, because that's loads cheaper. And it'll be a fun project for me, I guess. It's just another stressful thing to add. Also, over the weekend, I did finish my commission that I was working on, the speed commission that just kept getting longer and longer somehow. And today I will be sending out a bright and shiny invoice. So, yippee for measy. No one needs a screen before. It wasn't too bad. Yeah. I replaced my laptop screen before. Oh, I replaced my laptop screen before. No one needs a Hewlett-Packard. Word. I'm hoping that it'll go okay. I think it will. I have faith. I just hate companies. I hate dealing with company. Liana says, I went grocery shopping, made a hospital visit, and ironed parts of a dress so I can sell it. Wow, your life sounds like a K-drama. There's always a hospital scene in Korean movies. Anybody ever notice that? Korean movies and shows, there's always a hospital scene. Like, it never fails. Also, there's almost always a grocery shopping scene. As far as the ironing parts of a dress, that part didn't seem too indicative of a K-drama, but I felt like 2 out of 3 was pretty safe to make that reference. Hodika says, my niece started walking and I finished the first phase of an art experiment I've been tinkering with. It was good. Ah, yes. I think I saw a photo of you and your niece. I think I did. Did I dream that? I don't know how I would have seen that. We don't message. Was that real? Oh, it must have been in the Discord. Anyways, yeah. That's so happy. That's so happy and good and great. Kids learning how to walk is very scary for me. As somebody that doesn't have kids, but has watched several kids learn how to walk, there's something kind of horrifying about living organisms learning how to do things and problem solve, but that aren't able to, like, communicate well. Something about that scares me. Brio Bushido says, got that bread? Yeah, I gotta get that bread. Gotta get the bread. Who knows when the invoice will be filled? Who knows? I just got shot, says I just got shot and I'm happy. That's good. I like the way that's worded. I'm gonna head out soon to skate, says Aria. Aria, thank you so much for being here. We all missed you and welcome you back happily. I also hope you enjoy skating today. Skating, at least roller skating, was a really big part of my childhood. Well, should I say big? I should say it was a big part of my big sister's childhood. I have an older sister who did have a pair of roller skates. Actually, Candace and Amanda roller skated. So, okay, several of my sisters were really into roller skating. And, like, dancing roller skating and, like, going to... There was a local skate rink called Skateland we would go to. And I wasn't very good at... You know what? I guess I wasn't into skating. I think they just were. And I sucked. And I wanted to be included. So... they they had to watch me. My parents would drop us all off and they had to watch me. I don't think they enjoyed it very much. I couldn't skate. I always had to like stay next to the wall. Wow, man, that actually wasn't that fun. It actually kind of sucked. And they would put on a smoke machine and I couldn't really see the floor and it was really scary and all the kids were like teenagers, so they were like older and stronger and like cool and attractive, and I just didn't know what was really going on. And they would play the freaking Ghostbusters theme song, and when they played the Ghostbusters theme song, that's when they would put on like the smoke machine and everybody would like start skating really fast, and it was really creepy. And no, like my sisters didn't want to hold my hand anymore, and I just kind of had to like sit on the side, and I didn't have my own skates, so I had to like rent the skating rink skates. And you know how skating rink skates feel and smell. It wasn't a good time. The roller skating rink though did have have an arcade cabinet, The Simpsons, and me and my little sister played that, which was pretty cool. We got all the way to Mr. Burns, which I assume is the last boss. We didn't beat him, so if there's something after Mr. Burns in The Simpsons, don't tell me. I don't want to be spoiled. Anyways, yeah, enjoy your skate time. Enjoy your roller skating. You have a skate land too, huh? Yeah, we had a skate land. I think I didn't actually. Yeah, Cyber. I think I didn't enjoy skating. I think I just wanted to be included in the skate. I want like it looked cool, but I don't think I ever personally enjoyed it. Something about being on a skateboard was fun because within 2 seconds or less than that, I could just put my foot down and now I'm a human again that can walk. When you're on skates, like when you're on a bike, you put down your feet and now you're human again. When you're on a skateboard, you hop off the board and you're human again. Something about having wheels, just like being like you can't walk, you know? You're trapped. It's terrifying. Anyways, more evidence that we're the same person, says Cyber. Yeah, they stink. They stink. The skates. However, I do enjoy ice skating. Explain that. Wow, what is that? I do love ice skating. I think it's something about it being outdoors and me being able to like layer up, so I feel like I look better, because that's what matters. The cold words off the stink, says Leona. Oh, that could be a part of it. I've never been, says Chibi Lucy. I've never been. I used to host a annual thing called Cuties on Ice, which, if I did again, I might rebrand it. That name sucks, but it was called Cuties on Ice. So, oh my god. 2016 was such an awful time. Why was everybody so obsessed with things being cute? And things being positive and posy vibes? What a horrible thing. What an awful thing we all engaged in. Anyways, I named the thing Cuties on Ice, and me and all my friends would like go to the ice skating rink in downtown LA and, you know, do stupid internet people stuff, like take photos and skate around and pretend we were cute. It was horrible. In retrospect, it was horrible. Was I the cutie? I don't know who the cutie was. I even had some like art mocked up for it where it was like chibi versions of like me and all the other artists. It was like me and like Sean Wasabi and T Doyle, like Only Tom, and a bunch of... Wow. Some things Anyways, my weekend was alright, says Liana. Organized my room a bit, got some stuff figured out in OBS, played piano, and did some brainstorming. That name sucks. It does suck. Hey, what's up, Tinder? I didn't know you were in here. Love Sean Wasabi, says Burrito Bushido. That's not how you spell it, but I know who you're talking about. I'm glad you like him. Sean's good. I haven't seen Sean in a long time. And now I'm reading Liana's comment. That was Lynn's. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. My bad. Anyways. Why am I here? Oh, because of Arya going skating. Wow. What a tangent. Anywho, I hope that we're all happy now in the present, and that we don't ever need to dip back into that. But I'm glad that you also like Sean's music, Burrito Bushido. It's interesting. You know, all of the people now that were a part of Cuties on Ice, a lot of those people, we all live like in the same neighboring neighborhoods. Neighboring neighborhoods? We live in neighboring communities, but we see each other never. And it has nothing to do with the pandemic. Speaking of pandemic, I hope the post shot time and day goes well, Cyber. Hope everything's good. I don't know if you're allowed to eat right afterwards. I heard mutterings of Popeyes, I think. Did I make that up? Sometimes it's hard for me to discern the difference between what actually happened in the stream and what I dreamed in my nightmares the night before. Okay, so this is Ellis. Somebody did redeem it. It might have been Lindsay. I could verify, but I'm not gonna. Thank you for redeeming Ellis. Ellis is a fig leaf. No, sorry, it's a fiddle leaf fig. It's a fiddle leaf fig plant, and it's a baby bambino. It's a little bambino. A lot of the plants have names that mean things, except for Booba, which means absolutely nothing. Hold on, there's an Amazon truck coming. Have you noticed that Amazon trucks don't beep? They kind of do this weird, like, well, at least the ones that come in LA, they make this weird sound that's like it sounds like when you turn on a walkie-talkie. They're like, it sounds like that when they back up. It doesn't do like the natural beeping sound. Now, I've said this, and if this Amazon truck starts backing up and it makes a beeping sound, it'll make me sound like I'm a crazy person, but I'm not. I guess there's just a variant. There's a variant. If this thing backs up and it makes that sound, I'm real. Anyways, Explosion said, feeling great, feeling good. How are you? Reminded me of Outcast. Ooh. The word stank reminds me of Outcast. A lot of things remind me of Outcast. Lucy is redeeming a song and saying, try Thumper for me. Ooh. Which part of Thumper? Which part of Thumper? I see you, Aang. Which part of Thumper, Lucy? Are we talking the whole thing? The whole gamut? I can't put you right there. I can put you right here, though. How about that? There's a few distinct parts of Thumper that are your choice, I guess. I'm not very picky. Aw, what an easy person to work with. What an easy person to work with. I'm gonna try to do as much as I can then for you, since you were so agreeable. Yeah, Agnes is looking fluffy, right? I haven't killed it yet. Where's my... Here, hold on. Because I have a lot of songs, and I don't remember what they sound like all the time. And when somebody says Thumper, I very specifically think of... I think of typewriters. Which, isn't helpful. And isn't right, also. Quick thing about Thumper while I'm pulling up the song so I can learn it for Lucy's benefit is that Thumper is actually named after the rabbit in Bambi. And while I'm discussing names, I was talking about Ellis. Ellis is a fiddle leaf fig tree, but it's a baby one, so it's not going to get actually big. And also, I have a lot of my plant names are after things, guys. Agnes is named after my first stage name. Before I was Omniboy, I was Omni7. And before I was Omni7, I was Agnes, because reasons. And Booba's named after nothing, it's just a funny sound. Zia is named after a record store in Arizona, this lady up here. And then Firo is named after a name that I loved as a kid. And used to name, like, RPG characters and stuff like that. Also, Ellis, somebody was like, how come you don't name... Okay, so, wait, hold on. Because the story for Ellis's name is longer than I'm giving it credit for it, and I don't want to do it while I'm trying to learn a song. What was wrong with me? Do you ever listen to or look at old art you made and just think, I was really going through it? Or like, where was I? That stuff was weird. Chibi Lucy, I figured out the first 2 chords by listening to the song. Let's see how much I can do. Angel says, also, Omni, I've forgotten this in the last 4 times, but thank you so much for the subscribe. I'm sorry I didn't notice until later. That's fine. It's fine. Hey, I can't get mad about that, can I? Because I don't be noticing when people do stuff in my stream. I've been getting better about that. But yeah, I did subscribe to your stream last time I was in there. Or 2 times ago when I was in there. The camera's at such a weird angle that the plants are going to be, like, very obstructing. So, bear with me, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and put Booba over here. That means I'm going to move Agnes to be down here. She's cool. He's cool. And then, can I get that plant? Can I get that leaf out of my face? Why are you like that, anyway? Why aren't you cooler? Anyways. We can hear Thumper and 316. So 316, for anybody that, again, that's newer, there's a lot of sounds on this keyboard. And Cyber always reminds me to play whatever the most modern one is. I try to play the sound at least once in a stream that correlates to the number of the episode we're on. So since we're in episode 316, this is sound number 316. Oh, that's right, we're in voices. Oh, heck yeah! Oh my god, Chibi Lucy, it's actually not that hard to play. That's sick. That's sick. Yes, the leaf star. This one in particular, I'm very happy with this one. This leaf, you can't see it because Ugly's in the way. Look at that. That's wild. Anywho, I'm gonna take a quick break from playing. You know what, Chibi Lucy? I know you requested this, and as much as I would like to keep this track behind a paywall, I might try to integrate Thumper to some degree, like make an actual live version of it, because I didn't realize the chords were so easy to it. And then boom, boom, and then when I get to the bridge, and it's like ding, 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 ding. That's beautiful, he says about his own music. I'm sorry. Okay. I actually am gonna learn. I'm gonna start integrating that in. Thank you, Lucy. Wow. Okay, so really quickly, I was talking to somebody who lives in Arizona, and we don't talk very often. We used to kind of hang out. I think I went on one date with this person, and then I let them borrow my book, The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo, and then she never gave it back. Anyways, I was talking to her recently, and she was like, "Oh, that's cool that you name your plants," and I was like, "Yeah, whatever." And she was like, "You should." Oh, please don't let this be another thing. Okay. We're cool. Wow, that's very funny. I like what just happened, which I'll explain after I finish the story I'm talking about. Something very cool just happened in my neighborhood. Okay. So anyways, I let the girl borrow the book. We don't hang out anymore. She was cool for a second. She's not so cool anymore. And she was like, "I like that you name your plants." And I was like, "Whatever." And then she was like, "You should name one after me." And I was like, "Why would I do that?" And she was like, "Sometimes I name things after like old crushes and stuff." And I was like, "Okay." And so I thought about the things or the people that I've actually had a crush on. And I was like, I've liked two different people with the name Rachel before. And I was like, "Oh, so I can name her Rachel." And I was like, "Yeah, but now I don't like those people. I don't want to name a plant after something that I can't stand." Thank you for being in the... Wait. Oh, who's leaving? Is Cyber leaving? Or is Liana leaving? Oh, Cyber's leaving. Goodbye, Cyber. Have a safe drive home. So I was like, I don't want to name a plant after somebody I don't like anymore. That would be stupid. I should name it after a person or a crush or a thing that I do like and probably will like in perpetuity. Love the word perpetuity. And so I said, I really like Sophie Ellis Bextor. And for those of you that don't know who Sophie Ellis Bextor is, Sophie Ellis Bextor is like a British disco singer. I don't know. I'll probably put a Sophie Ellis Bextor song in the recommends at some point. But Sophie Ellis Bextor is this British disco singer that I really, really, really like. Like I was enamored with for a pretty long time. And so I was like, "Oh, that's pretty cool." But I don't want to name the plant Sophie at all because I don't, for reasons. And I was like, and I don't want to name it Bextor either. And I was like, so I'll use her middle name. And then I told... another childhood friend, I was like, "Oh, I got a new plant. I'm naming it Ellis after a like famous crush I had." And they were like, "I feel like we had all the same crushes, and we were like bonding over that." And then they said, we both were really, really, remember how into Tracy Ellis Ross we were into? And I was like, "Oh yeah." After watching the show Girlfriends as a kid, I was really into the show Girlfriends. And I really loved Tracy Ellis Ross. Like, I was obsessed with her. And I was like, that's really funny that I was into two different women with the middle name Ellis. So I named the plant Ellis. My girlfriends. Anyways, Chibi says, or Lucy says, regardless of it, they were good in bad relationships. I never got naming anything after crushes. I get that. That's something I'd rather separate from, I guess. No, that's very fair. Chibi, I didn't know Sophie Ellis Bextor or Tracy Ellis Ross. That's the reason why it's cool. I can like name it after these people. I don't know them. They're like kind of not real to me. They're almost not real people. And Explosion says it's on Netflix now, referring to Girlfriends, I suppose. Oh, is it? That's very funny. I might have to dig back into my past for a second. I haven't seen that show, but I've seen her in that show. Yeah, she was sick in that show. That show was the first time that I'd ever seen her. I don't know if that was her debut acting role. She was probably in things before that, but I mean, that was her intro into my household. That's for sure. Thank you so much, Hodicus, for being in here. I appreciate you, and I hope you get a lot of work done. You're going to get back to cleaning. Can't waste the mania. Oh. Boy, do I feel that. You ever been manic on a day where there's really bad weather? Anywho, I hope you have a productive rest of your Wednesday. And I'll see you hopefully back here tomorrow for 317. And Explosion says, I love Girlfriends, a TV show with black female leads who are business owners, lawyers, musicians. And I mean, yeah, it was very inspirational. It was very cool. Unfortunately, I can't remember the name of the girl who was a musician. But as a kid, I was like, I hate her. She's so annoying. But I think everybody else liked her, probably because she was so light-skinned. And everybody that was, like, in my general vicinity, that was, like, their favorite one. And I was like, I can't stand her. She's so mad annoying. And then I turned into her, so, that was horrible. Maybe that's why I'm the way I am. Maybe seeing that and, like, seeing an artist who, like, was awful and capricious and constantly misunderstood and annoying. Maybe that's why I turned into that. Anyways, yeah, she was the artsy one. Dar says, you were clearly a child once. You were clearly a child once. At one point, once upon a time. Yeah. For sure. Hank says, I'm as neurotic as Joe and unreliable as Lynn. Lynn was so yeah. I don't want to turn this into a girlfriend stream because I know most of the people in the stream haven't watched that show. And I'm not even recommending anybody in the stream watch that show. I think there's a pretty good chance I'll watch that show again today and be like, this is not a thing I would watch right now. This doesn't hold up for me personally, but it was a big deal for me as a kid. And it was basically what I realized as I got into high school and stuff like that. That was my version of what a lot of other people's Sex and the City was. I feel like people do a lot of referencing of Sex and the City, and I don't get any of the references, guys. I don't even know. Is there 4 women in Sex and the City? I know that there's women in it. I know people say like, "Oh, you're such a Jessica." Might be one of them. I don't know. People identify really hard with those women in that show, and it's probably a really good show. I mean, how can it not be if it was that successful? But I think that Girlfriends was like my version of whatever that was. I think that's what Girlfriends was for me. And I didn't realize, because I was a kid, I didn't realize how strange that show was at the time. I didn't realize a show that was like black women led and they were all like actually doing important things. I didn't realize how important that show was. I just watched it because it came on in a block of other black shows. It was like UPN. So it was like there was Girlfriends and there was other shows. One-on-One, I think, was a show also that came on around that time. There were just like other black shows, and I was like, this is normal. I'm watching the black time on TV. And that was the thing that happened, but I did turn into Lynn. I am an artist now. I'm very often misunderstood, and I don't know that I'm unreliable, but I would say that I'm finicky. I'm finicky, and sometimes I'm really dope, and sometimes I don't exist at all. I mean, anybody who's in the Discord can attest to that. Sometimes I'm extremely active and easy to get in contact with. Other times, I just straight up don't touch my phone for like a whole day. And then I just pick it up at 6 p.m. to apologize to everybody. I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I left my phone in my car. I'm sorry. I've been out all day. I'm sorry. I was in the woods and I didn't have service. I'm sorry. And then I just put my phone back down after all the apologies. And I continue to not. Anyways, this is not what that's about. That's why the plant's name is Ellis. It's named after one part Sophie Ellis Bextor and one part Tracy Ellis Ross. I can't not be on my phone, says Dar. I'm learning. This is a recent development. That's good, though. I mean, to each their own. I'm not really one, Dar. I'm not one of those people. I'm a cool mom, Dar. I'm a cool mom, sorry. I'm not one of those people that's going to be like, the phones, they're ruining ruining this generation. I don't care. But it's like, it's what's best for you. If you can be on your phone all day and you feel fine, and you feel like you're still able to connect with people and with yourself, then freaking go for it. If you don't have your phone for like 5 days and you feel like you're not able to connect with your friends and yourself, then I don't know, pull out your phone, I guess. But I'm old enough that phones weren't always around for me. So the idea of not having my phone isn't terrifying. But I'm not old enough that other things weren't always around for me. You know, like we all have our gadgets, like the phones and the internet and stuff like that was more of a recent thing, but what's something that my parents didn't have, but I have a huge reliance on? I want to say... This is hard, actually. From childhood, like obviously as an adult, there's a lot of things that I have access to and have grown accustomed to that my parents didn't have in their adult life. But I'm thinking more so like things I grew up with that my parents didn't have. That's a luxury, like, but kind of became a utility after a while, you know? I think it's not the phone for me. I can do without my phone. I think knowledge, maybe. I think maybe knowledge. This might get a little dark. Thank you, Explosion, for the biddies. This might get like slightly dark, so I'm gonna try to curb it before it like goes off the deep end. But I think that I have access to a lot of knowledge my parents didn't have access to, and I'm not even just talking about because of the internet. I'm talking about even just being able to get certain books, to be able to go into certain buildings, to be able to enter certain social constructs and social environments that my parents didn't have access to for reasons that should be obvious. So I think that that's a thing for me. Like, I don't think that I could like navigate my music career, my social life, the way my parents were able to, you know. Arkansas, Lindsay, Arkansas. But I got family there. And where you are. But yeah, I just I think that's a big thing. I think that's a big thing for me. I don't necessarily need the phone. A lot of people need the phone because, you know, they grew up with it. And I totally understand that. I think... Who was that? Who was that? Who was it? Was that Dar? Thanks, Dar. Thanks, Dar, for the bit. Yeah. Thank you. I'm sure my mom would appreciate that. Did everybody tell me how their weekend was? Did we get caught up on everybody? I feel like somebody didn't tell me. Did you tell me, Hank? And it got pushed. Hold, 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 hold. You got some new furniture. Check me out with my scroll abilities. I'm so glad it was big, Aang Explosion, or I would have never been able to find it. So thank you for making it actually really big. Aang says it was okay. Got some new furniture. Sick. I did not. plants, dried flowers, but we got you got filed a noise complaint on us. Well, we were gone because my Shiba screamed, in her bedroom. She had to be separated from the other pup with an upset stomach. Oh. What? I hope your dog is okay. But when I heard I got a noise complaint while we were out, I was like, wow, your neighbors hate you. You're not, it's dead silent. They're like, excuse me, 911? Who do you call? Are people dialing 911 for noise complaints? I've never filed one myself because I'm a musician, so that would be weird. But do you call 911 when you're filing a noise complaint? That feels amazing. That feels like such a brave thing to do. Is that honey and lemon? Is that honey and lemon emoji? I was here the whole time. I was just vibing too hard and then took a pleasant nap. Wow. I'm glad. That sounds amazing, actually. I would like a vibe in a nap. Cyber's back. Welcome back, Cyber. I got that you're turning into a young man talk. It was cishet stuff. I like, whenever I see cishet spelled out, I pronounce it in my head, ciche, which sounds amazing. It sounds like something I would love to wear. Anyways, I'm sorry to hear that, Dar. Angst was said I felt so bad about the noise complaint. Yeah, that is sad. I mean, they also left us notes. Oh man. Hi Jelly. Welcome, Jelly. You're here for the check-in. Jelly, how was your weekend? You made it in time. You made it before we moved on to news. I will be stealing that. Dar, you're always stealing things from me. Expect an invoice. Lindsay says Shebas also have a particular disturbing yell. Yeah. It's troubling, to say the least. I don't blame them. Shebas can scream. Yeah. I have 3 friends that have Shebas. Sean being one of them. Oh, sorry. Sean, who was one of them. Anyways. Weekend was cool, says Umbe. Played games with friends. Love it. Love it. I had the opportunity to play. I was literally sitting around eating peanut butter, you know, just like grown man stuff. And then I left. I had to go to Lakewood, which, for those of you that don't know, is not a dope part of town. And when I had to go out there, Cyber messaged me about playing Apex. And I was so mad because I was doing absolutely nothing before I left. And I do like playing video games. Today is way more interesting, though, says Umbe, seeing a pattern between footwork and ballet. And now I'm watching ballet vids. I like Umbe. Umbe's always like on a weird wave, just like slightly left of wherever I am. And yeah, there's probably mad parallels between footwork and ballet. To be fair, there's a mad parallels between ballet and like salsa dancing. Just about everything. Ballet's sick. I really wish I would have gone out for it when I was a kid, but you know, no point crying over spilled milk. Jelly says I just started my rest weekend. My work weekend was okay, though. Well, I'm glad your work weekend was okay, and I'm glad you're here for the rest. You can be the Nutcracker, says Dar. Take up a new hobby. You know what, Dar? Can I be transparent for a moment? Ava! We're gonna make a live version. We're gonna make a live version of Thumper. Probably in this, at least part of it in this stream, and then we'll bleed it over into next stream. How's that sound, Lucy? Taking a chocolate milk break. I'm glad you're taking a break, Ava. This is important. I wish I would have taken a break this weekend. Probably would have been feeling a little bit better this morning, huh? Huh? It is Thumper. It is not Rainbow, but Dar? Sick. That's what I say to you. Sick. Because when somebody says Thumper, I actually think of bridges of Rainbow. And that's why I hear the typewriter in my head. When somebody says Thumper, sometimes I get the Daydream songs mixed up because a lot of those song names came very, very close to the end of the production process. Like, they were slated for release, some of those songs, without official titles. And so sometimes even I mix up the names. So no harm done, Dar. You're like me. I was going to be transparent with you, but I got distracted, so I'm back to opacity, baby. Ava says, also, the nerd vibes are off the charts and into the stratosphere. Ooh. If I saw you without knowing you, I would assume you liked calculus. Ava, I do like calculus. In fact, the only way that I was able to get into college is because I tested into it. Ava, I feel like I talked about this in the stream. That sucks. I had a whole thing about talking about, like, one of the main reasons I felt vindicated for liking calculus was because a lot of calculus actually comes into play when using FM synthesis and subtractive synthesis, which is what I use when I'm making my patches on synthesizers. But you're saying it because of my sweater, and I don't like that. I don't like that. Anyways, I was going to be transparent with Dar about something, and I'm trying to remember what it was. It's a very good song. It was about ballet. No, it wasn't. Hold on. Let me scroll up and try to jog my memory. Dar said, I'm losing my mind. And hold on, back up. It was before that. I have so much work to do that I've accepted I'm just going to work late instead and try to do it all without breaks. Oh, Ava sounds like me. Ava, you sound like how I sound. Oh, Dar, yes. Okay, so I'm going to be completely transparent with you. Dar made a suggestion to learn new hobbies, take up ballet. It's probably not going to happen, Dar. Probably not going to happen, but that's, you know, I said a lot of things probably wouldn't happen, and I'm doing them. So, Dar, where I live, there's a city college. It's a community college. I don't actually know what the difference between city college and community college is. The acronyms for both of them are CC, so I feel like it doesn't really matter, but there's a college not too far away from here. Pasadena City College or Pasadena Community College, and it's got a beautiful campus. Beautiful. It actually looks a lot like the college campus from Community, but I think all community colleges look the same, so I'm sure there's no actual significance to that statement. And I actually thought to myself, I'm going to take a class, and I don't know what the class will be. I don't know, pottery, or maybe some type of dance unit, or something. I almost said stupid. Nothing stupid about pottery. Nothing stupid about dancing. But something that's like not, you know, like an elective type class. Like a class that a middle-aged mom in Pasadena would take. Because they're trying to be active again. No offense to middle-aged moms in Pasadena. But I wanted to take a class like that. And I was like, that's how I'm going to meet normies. I really wanted to meet a normie and get like a group of normie friends. Maybe fall in love with a normie. Like go to, I don't know, like do things that the normie do. Like go to like sports bars and like have a friend named Jeff and, or like John or Jim, and I'd be the cool weird one. I'd be like he used to be an artist and now he paints birdhouses. That's his thing. And it was all gonna happen at a college. Because for a long time I was like, where do you meet normies? Where do you meet normies? And the produce I wrote for Ralph's, yeah, probably, but like nobody wants to meet people in a grocery store. But when you're in school, I was like, that was the last time that I was like making friends that were normies. I have to go back to school. And I was actually getting ready to enroll. No joke. I wasn't going to enroll in a Japanese course because I had lost some of it, you know. I lost a lot of it, actually. I was going to enroll in a Japanese course or a French course. I was going to take one language course. And I was going to take like a cooking course or like a wood shop workshop type course. And I was going to like infiltrate the normies in their headquarters, like at the base. And I wouldn't tell them what my name was. I would like go by Alexander. Alexander's my middle name. I would like go by Alexander or something like that. I'm like, it's me, Alex. They're like, what do you do, Alex? And I'm like, I don't know. I watch Bones. I don't know. What do normies watch? I'd be like, I watch The Masked Singer or something. I don't know. Did you catch Masked Singer last night? Who knew? It was T-Pain the whole time. Anyways, I'm disheartened, says Dar. I'm sorry. I apologize. Hey, I was transparent with you, Dar. You can't do that. This was supposed to be judged free. We didn't actually clarify whether this was judged free. Ava says pottery classes are full of country folks who like poetry and moms who sell pottery as a side gig. Ugh. I would like to be in the place you described. That sounds amazing. That sounds like a oasis. Something about abandoning the non-normies and just assimilating is alluring. It's like a hitman hanging up the gun. Yes, Umbe, yes. The whole time. Okay, like I love John Wick. I love John Wick 1, 2, and 3. But like I would love a movie of the time. But when he quit being John Wick and before, you know, the thing happened that made him start being John Wick again. That middle time where he, like, got into normie life, and I don't know, was probably, like, eating ice cream and, like, watching, you know, Heroes or something. Like, I love that. Like, that's what I want. I feel like so many of the movies focus on after the dude is older and somebody steals his daughter or steals his wife or kills a family member or blows up his house or they focus on him, a bad thing happening, and then he's like, I gotta go back and be, like, Mr. Hard again. Like, I gotta be Mr. Hard. But, like, I want a movie just about when he goes super soft. I think there's actually, I think there's, like, a manga about that. Of, like, the Yakuza guy that just starts cooking. Like, he becomes, like a house husband. I'm not that interested in that for some reason. Anyways, Dar, that was me being transparent. That's why I wanted to go back to community college. And that's why I almost enrolled, but the pandemic happened. That's actually the only thing that kept me from normiedom. And if I still would like to return to normiedom after this is all over, maybe there's still room for me at Pasadena Community College. Afro Addy says, I've been listening to Sorry, Afro Addy. I'm sorry. There should be music happening right now. I volunteer at the clay studio where I live, says Ava. That sounds great. It's a good way to get free access to a kiln. Oh my god. Okay, so Ava. Oh, this sucks. There's a lot here and I haven't even gotten to news. Ava, I'm just going to try to like lightning run through a lot of this check-in stuff. But that's a really good point. That reminds me, when I was building this, a lot of you guys don't, because she's always so far away from the camera. But this is Zia's like mount. It's a piece of cedar, I think. And I mounted it with like some moss and stuff like around, like made like a root ball to attach it to just a plank of cedar wood. And when I was getting ready to do that, I was reminded of high school and how in high school you could just go in. Like, I loved that. I could just go in and like use. You had like, it had to be hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment, just like circular saws, table saws, like they had ribbon saws, they had like drills, like everything. And you could just go in and use all this incredibly expensive stuff just whenever you wanted. You didn't have to pay an entry fee. You didn't have to like rent the equipment. It was just your class. And I think I didn't realize when I was in school that after I graduated, that was just going to go away. Like there wasn't an adult, as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know, there isn't like an adult version of that. Like there isn't like a Home Depot I can go in where I can just use all of the equipment there. and there's somebody, of course, like overlooking to make sure people aren't hurting themselves. But like, to my knowledge, there isn't that today for adults, and like I definitely took it for granted. I wish I had that again because I would make so much stuff. Like, I don't really talk about it a lot in the stream, but I do really love like crafts, like arts and crafts, particularly with wood. I love woodworking and stuff like that. But I just, you know. Anyways, Ava's saying that it's good free access to a kiln to volunteer at the clay studio where they live. Like, that's a really like good point that I think a lot of people don't think about. Like, access to really expensive, high maintenance gear is like really hard to come by if you're not a specialist or if you don't have like a license or a studio or something like that. Word. Dar's hurting. Dar's in pain and dropped their phone. I'm sorry, Dar. I hope you feel better soon. The way of the house husband? I think that's what it is, Ava, actually. John Wick 4 Soft Server would be amazing. I like that. Soft Server is a really good track title name, actually. It's episodic, so it's not that good. Yeah, I don't really want something episodic. I want a whole narrative on one plate. Yeah, there's a few manga like that. Says Umbe, so I'm giving it a shot. Here it's basically perfect, though. Yeah, a lot of people seem to like it, but I don't trust people's opinions on things that don't know me very well. Maybe the pandemic was a sign, says Cyber, that maybe I don't need to return to normedom. Maybe, perhaps, maybe. Ava says Banana Fish could... Wait, sorry, what? Banana Fish can maybe be considered that, but it's a very sad show. Oh, I don't know that I want to watch something sad, at least not right now. Hello, Easy Door. I didn't see you come in, but welcome, and I'm glad you were able to make it before we got to the news. Lindsay enjoys Banana Fish, though. All the links are fixed. How do you water Zia? Does she not take much juice? She takes quite a bit of juice. I water Zia by taking the crisper out of my refrigerator and filling it with water and soaking the entire the mount. I soak the entire mount into it because there's no other way to get the water up that high unless I had like a really good bucket. But the one bucket that I have in the house I use for mopping, so I feel like there's always a little bit of like bleach residue in it, and I don't want to bleach the plants. So I use the crisper in the fridge, which already houses vegetables anyway, so it's not that big of a deal. And also the cedar wood is resistant to like water rot, and so it can be submerged in water a lot over time, and it'll be okay. And that is why it's mounted on that type of wood, and that's also how I water it. Good question though, Umbe. Whew. Okay, Ava says, I missed that about college too. I would kill for a local wood shop, and I just know I've lost my ability to weld by now. I'm sorry to hear that, Ava. There are, says Brief Mortal, you gotta pay a fee though. Brief Mortal, I would like to know more. Brief Mortal, please post about that in Discord. Like, I'm not... Oh, not where Ava's at. I would like to know more, actually. I just don't even know what to type in, but I would like to know more, and maybe there's some in LA. Right? Maybe there's some in LA. That's what you pay your student fees for, says Cyber. Indeed. I feel like it was cheaper, though. I feel like it was like a one-time fee, and then it... anyways, the nearest is an hour away. Ew, not worth it. Umbe says, if I had a tool shop I could just use, I'd be doing all kinds of psycho-crafting projects, going to school and using all the tools again to get the blood going. The blood does need to go. Yeah, some places like that do exist, especially in cities, says Lindsay. I used to use the laser cutter in my art department for a personal project. It was neat, says Cyber. Made etched art on plexiglass. Whoa. How does that work? Do you like upload like a JPEG or something like that into it? How does it know what to do? Is it like going by a map or like some types of schematics? Do you need like a special code? Do you have to put like binary in? Like, how does it know what to cut and where to do it? Word. It's not the way you're dressed or the way you talk, says Dar. I don't know what you're talking about. It's how you like woodworking and plants. I do like woodworking. Do I like plants? How come nobody redeems Firo anymore? How come nobody redeems Firo anymore? Could you play, Whoa. Hi, Alluri. I hope I'm saying that right. Hold. We've got a truck. We've got a FedEx truck. Give me the beeps, baby. Could you play? I can't play any Bach. Alluring. I only really play original music in the streams, but I like Bach music, so I'm glad that you have a good you have good taste in music. But yeah, I can't play that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint. Like on the surface, you're so. What are you talking about, Dar? Dar's having some type of crisis. I hope you're okay. I hope you're. You know what? The word gayer. Why does the word gayer look violent to me? It's lots of sharp edges on the word gayer. No, I think it looks. I think it looks dangerous to me because of the word Guyver, which I feel like is violent. Guyver. What's a Guyver? I'm getting an image of like a suit with like pointy edges. Am I making something up? Guyver? Anyways, somebody get on that. Julia says, "Wow, that's well thought." It's hard. I don't want to make a mistake. I always say people's usernames instead of what I think might be their actual name because I never want to be wrong. And if I just say the username, I'm never wrong. You draw a CAD file and feed it into the cutter, says Cyber. Explain to me how a laser cutter works. CAD files. Computer art design files is what I believe that stands for. I go to UC, but they let local artists use their woodshop, metal workshop area, etc. I think it just takes asking sometimes. Word up. Thank you, Liana. Thank you, Liana. The new leaf. Look how big it is now. Something I've noticed about... Oh, sorry. This is the new one. This is the weird clipped one that grew broken, and then this was the first one that was there. Anyways, but they're almost the same size as each other. Something I've learned about Firo... You go there. Something I've learned about Firo, actually, in comparison to my other plants, is that Firo's leaves grow out small, and then they expand. They, like, grow out really... Oh, there's another one coming in! You can kind of see it. It's, like, right there. It's, like... Can you see it? It's, like, this, like, little pokey guy. You probably can't see it, and I'm doing a bad job. But anyways, they grow out really thick and small, and then they gradually expand over time. Whereas Booba's leaves are big out the gate. They're born fat. Ava says, you have to have it be a pure color of black, and you send it from a computer directly connected to the engraver. If you want lines, you need to be 0.007 wide, 0.007 metric units wide. I don't know, units? Interesting, though. Thank you again, Liana, for bringing Firo out. Firo was sad. Interesting, though. I can't tell what Firo looks like, says Dar. Hopefully you can now that I've like put him in front of the screen a bunch of times at this point. Ava says, yes, I know how to wield laser, engrave woodwork, and do pottery. I'm the most interesting person alive. You also know a few other things, Ava. Don't you write? I feel like you wrote. Did you animate or something? I feel like you did other things. I feel like even that like very boasty description of yourself was actually in a weird way selling yourself short. I feel like you do a lot of other things. I assume they were all redeemed and I'm not going to waste my coin, says Dard. Never waste your coin. Omni tokens are precious and they don't come easy. That was sarcasm. I don't think I'm the most interesting person alive. I feel, oh my god, we're behind schedule. Oh no. Cyber removed my first message, says Dar. Mod and baby. Mod do what mod do. I'm so hyped to be an electrician. Tools have given me life again. Umbe, that's very exciting, actually. I love working with things. It's a very powerful feeling. Thank you, Jelly, for the lurk. I am lightning rounding myself to the bottom. There's a few other lurks. I think Dar is lurking. Thank you, Dar, for the lurk. The gang's all here, says Liana. Ava, jack of all trades, indeed. Ava, the thing I wrote was a script for a pilot I'm animating. See, I remember stuff. Ava, when you talk, I listen.
Time to do the news. I think it's time to do the news. It's definitely time to do the news. Do the news.
Okay, so first order of news that we have now is that I make sure to do the music recommendations at the top, because in the past the internet's like cut out completely, and then I've just had no recommendations. I want to careen through a lot of these recommendations. I would like to do that. So the recommendation for today is Lucky Kilimanjaro. That bird's close. The heck? It's on the dish. There's a satellite dish that's like right outside my window, which is weird because I don't get any of the channels. Anyways, there's a bird like just sitting on it. That's pretty sick. I do like birds, never in cages, but I do love birds. Anyways, the song recommendation for today is Lucky Kilimanjaro, a song called Burning Friday Night. Is it Burning Friday Night? I have a good memory. I can't read it from here. It's really far away. And the album is called Full Color. So if you haven't heard of Lucky Kilimanjaro is a Japanese band. A lot of the people in this stream family, Discord, do listen to a lot of foreign music, and quite a few people in here are bilingual or even trilingual. I'm looking at you, Isidora. So with that in mind, I feel more comfortable recommending foreign language songs. This wouldn't be the first one. I recommended a song by Bebel Gilberto, which was in Portuguese a couple of weeks ago. And this one is in Japanese, Lucky Kilimanjaro. Check the song out. Umbo says, I know the single, a Kilimanjaro track off that album. So heck yeah, so it's not too new. So people do know the good old boys. So definitely check out this song by this band. The whole album is pretty good. The album is also very consistent. So if you listen to this song and you like it, chances are you're gonna like the entire album, if not the entire discography. If you hear the song and you hate it, then seek no further, because you will find nothing but just more of this. But I do love this song. It toes this really interesting line where if you listen to a lot of J-Rock, you kind of know what it sounds like older J-Rock, like a lot of like anime opening type J-Rock. There's that, and then there's J-Pop, which is like perfume and like super plastic, artificial sounds. And there's this kind of mid-ground where there's a lot of like Japanese, I want to call it pop, that has a lot of like band elements. Like this is clearly a band, but the sound is so clean and like synthy and sterile that it feels like pop, and there is a lot to be enjoyed there. It also kind of has a funky city pop vibe. It's not city pop, so I don't want anybody to listen to this song and go, that's not city pop, because it's not. I know that, but it does have some city pop vibes in it. Hopefully you'll be able to pick on those if you're a city pop fan. Please go listen to Lucky Kilimanjaro Burning Friday Night off of the album Full Color. It is not currently on the playlist that the Streamlab bot, sorry, that I mean, because I typed that out, just linked. That is the Spotify playlist that has all of the past recommendations. I will be adding it to the playlist at the very end of this stream. So if you stay to the end before going to the playlist, Lucky Kilimanjaro will be there. If you check now, you can always get caught up on the previous recommendations of the stream. And that's going to do it for the song recommendation. Now on to some other news. Guys, I have finished my... I finished my commission. So I finished everything. Thank you for the clap. Thank you for the bark. I appreciate both of them. I finished the commission though, and that's a good thing. Also, I'm still working on some more redeems for the Friday stream, and we can start getting the Friday stream segmented out. The piano stream, this part of the stream, I'm only working on one more segment, before this is kind of what it's going to be for season 3. So just a heads up, if you have any suggestions or things that you would like to see changed about the Monday through Thursday stream, you can put those in the Discord. But as far as changes that I'm going to make, with the exception of adding a few more rewards for Omni tokens, this is kind of what it's going to look like. We have our check-in segment, we have our news segment, we have our outro. I'll probably change maybe the intro video or the outro video at some point. But this is what's going to look like. I feel good about this. I like the 9 to 11 schedule, even though we ran a little bit late today because the stream was very active and very friendly, which usually does stretch time a little bit. Server requests a number of stream keyboard sound. Ooh. Yeah. I do have to add some stuff. But as far as like the structure and the way that it's ran, I feel good about this. All of the tweaks from this point forward that will be made are small, minor tweaks. No major changes being made to the Monday through Thursday stream. And now that I feel like I'm about 70 to 80% on this stream, I feel comfortable moving on over to the production stream. There's a few things on the production stream that I do need to change and that are going to be improved. And now that I have my third camera and I've got like a hold screen and all that stuff, I can start adding some more stuff to the Friday stream. If you were not in the Friday stream, the VOD of it is up. Does VOD stand for video on demand? Whenever somebody said VOD, I thought it was just a cool way to say vid, like video. It was short for video. Is that what it stands for? I'm such a grandpa sometimes. Anyways, the VOD of it, if that's how you say that, is up on my Twitch page now, but I've also forwarded it over to YouTube if you prefer to watch my videos on YouTube, which you can actually find music. And while I'm talking about that, I am going to go over the different streaming platforms that my music exists on: SoundCloud, Bandcamp, Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, Amazon MP3, Tidal, Groove, Deezer, Pandora, Napster, and YouTube is where you can find all of my music. I am working on a video right now, and I'm editing it. I have been like working on videos on and off, like really small concept videos. So there's this thing that happens with video editing and with like beat videos, right? Like little music videos that people make. Little music videos that people make. I don't know exactly who I can reference that you guys would know. Maybe you know The Count. Maybe you remember Anthony Flory from back in the day. Remember Anthony Flory? Maybe you don't. Maybe you remember me. Maybe you know Kaylin Ellis. Maybe you know when who else has done like some pretty cool production videos? Anomaly has made some really, really good ones. I think Chuck Sutton has also made some pretty good ones. But I want to say that everybody kind of has their style. And people will borrow things from each other a lot. Some people only put up beat videos in portrait mode because it's a little bit better for Instagram, TikTok, and whatnot. I have always kept this mode. The one you're looking at right now, that's the mode that I've always kept when uploading videos because I think that it works better for YouTube, which was kind of an important output platform for me for a while. And I just feel better editing videos in this kind of landscape thing than in portrait mode, because a lot of my videos are shot in landscape instead of portrait mode. But everybody kind of has their own spin on it, their own like flavor for the most part. Some people's identity is really strong. Some people's identity, I won't say weak because that sounds more negative, but some people's identity is more subtle, more nuanced. Somebody with a very strong video presence, I feel, is Bill Wirtz, right? The way Bill Wirtz makes music and also edits his videos is very Bill Wirtzian. And if somebody else makes one that's even kind of like Bill Wirtz, people will say, this reminds me of Bill Wirtz because Bill Wirtz has such a strong identity. Another person I would say has a really strong beat-making identity is The Count. The Count makes his videos in a very specific way. And you can see a lot of The Count's stamp, influence, signature, inspiration in a lot of other people's videos. Same with Bill Wirtz. Same with Lewis Cole. If you look at a video by me, you could see some Lewis Cole in there, and that I use a looping background, like I have the little like star I don't know, warp speed background, and I have several videos appearing on screen instead of just one. There's a lot of different identities in videos, and people will borrow things from other people. I definitely borrowed the several videos in one shot from Lewis Cole, because if you look back at my really old videos, they used to be not even direct in. I would record the live sound of the keyboards as I was running around my room, and then it just became not so sustainable anymore, and I started making full-on edited videos. But there is a very specific procedure you kind of go through, a process you go through for all of them, for all of the different styles of editing video. And when I was editing video yesterday and Saturday, I was thinking about that a lot, and how my workflow informs the way I actually put together a video. And I know a lot of this is just drivel because I don't edit videos on the stream, so a lot of you guys don't ever see me working on videos, and I don't know if I'll ever actually include that into a stream thing. But I will say that as I'm making the videos that I'm putting out going forward, a lot of because I have like 4 videos that I may never release. I'm just kind of using it as a creative exercise. But as I'm going forward making more videos, I'm much more conscious, and this is a thing that I would like to say to any artist that might be in the stream right now. Being very conscious of your voice when you're making art is a thing that I can't stress enough. Like, I don't want anybody to get stressed out. I don't want anybody to think, oh, but I'm not thinking about my voice. This doesn't sound like me. Like, what am I supposed to sound like? Is this me? Did I steal that from Michael Jackson? Is this just a tired Drake beat? Is this my flow? Is that my friend's flow? Is this my own flow from 3 years ago? I don't want anybody to get so stressed out about that, because the important thing when you're creating something is that you're just expressing yourself, and you shouldn't get too bogged down over if your expression is authentic or new or innovative. But what I will say is, just in the back of your mind as you're creating anything, whether you're drawing, whether you're singing, whether you're dancing, whether you're shooting, editing, modeling, think about what your voice is. What is your voice? Are you creating just to create, or is there something that you can do that feels good, that feels natural? Sometimes when I'm working on music, I will just be playing to play, kind of like when I'm talking and I just kind of throw chords underneath what I'm saying. Those are just omni chords. I'm not making a song. I'm not trying to make something that's innovative or brave or sad or happy or informed by anything, really. It's just noodling around. But a lot of times when I'm actually making a song, I think to myself, okay, well, I'll put the backwards kids yay right here, because that is a thing that I really like the sound of, and if I keep using it, it'll become a part of my voice. When I'm editing videos, I'll have the outline of this video because that becomes a part of my voice. I'll use Harlow Italic, which is the font, the Quarantunes Morning Medley font that I use in all my videos. It shows up a lot. In fact, even in the Lucky Kilimanjaro, this font down here, that is all throughout my videos, that's the Harlow Italic font. And it's a very jarring, I would argue, maybe even ugly font to use. But I use it over and over because it's not used a lot in videos. And so it has just kind of become part of oh, this is just in the Omni wheelhouse of things that he pulls from. And whether or not I love it or hate it, it does inform my voice. And when you're going out into the world as an artist, having a voice is immeasurably important. It doesn't make you a better artist, it doesn't make you a more important artist, but it makes you a more identifiable artist, which arguably in art and in the art scene and in the art world might be the only thing that matters when it comes to leaving an impression on people, is just having an identity, right? Anywho, I have rambled on long enough. Ava says starting an animation and finishing an animation are 2 very different things. I'm good at the former. Like me when songs. That's amazing. Tons of graphic designers can't draw, myself included. Don't sell yourself short. Ava says, Explosion. Very, very good words of wisdom and positivity. Umbe says, I still feel like I'm recovering from a music video I made 2 years ago. It took that much out of me. I see why people just pay to have stuff done for them. Indeed, Umbe. Trying to do everything. For me, it's I have to sing on this track. I have to perform this track. I have to mix and master this track. I have to do the rollout for this track. I have to do the shoot the album art for this track. Sometimes taking on too many jobs can be too exhausting. And as much as we as artists and creators want to be you know, the beginning and the end of everything we make. Sometimes bringing other people in can make the thing not only easier on you, but actually have a better end result. I was just looking at the Flaming Ghosts' music video for his most recent song, and it's like that song lives and dies in that video. Like it's an amazing song, but the video enhances it so much. And Flaming Ghosts didn't make the video. You know, the video was animated by a completely different team of animators. You say same thing can be said about the Aha music video, that iconic like "Take on Me" song. When Aha released that song in that video, the song had already been out for several months. They had released that song 2 times prior to making that video, but you make it with that video, and suddenly it caught on. It like stuck to the American and maybe the world conscious. Like people loved that song all of a sudden, and they loved the video. And that wasn't because the band made an amazing song. It was because an amazing song was paired with some amazing and very innovative visuals for the time. And so yeah, sometimes doing everything yourself can actually be a detriment to the art form. And this is something that even I have to still learn. I've been live for more than 2 hours. The period of time that Honey said stream would last. Yeah, I am going quite a bit over. Sorry, I got a little bit distracted, but it was things that I felt were important to say. Why are there K-pop AI groups now, says Dar? I mean, this was the natural conclusion. I shouldn't say conclusion, I should just say progression. This was the natural progression of things. League of Legends has like a AI K-pop group. Or they have like a CG K-pop group, I should say. It's not really AI now, is it? Ava says, I worked for what... it worked for what it's worth. I'm doing really well with myself, having had to move to the coast and beg for internships, so I don't regret it. But now that I am stable, going to use an extra time I have to get back to my old loves. Well, that sounds amazing. It's good that you still love them. Yeah, KDA says Ava. Their best song is Villain, says Ava. I am ashamed of knowing that, says Ava. No, Ava's not ashamed of knowing that, they say. I'm not a fan, but music's music. I'm not a fan for reasons that have nothing to do with the song. The song is good. The song is good. The natural conclusion is no more music. Ah, yes. Hopefully I will reach this one day. I just play the one KDA song in Beat Saber, and I feel dirty afterwards. I'm sorry, Umbe. I don't play Dirt Saber. Dirt Saber? I'm not going to correct myself. KDA is a CG pop group with pre-existing fictional characters, though, says Dar, rushing to the defense of KDA, and robots aren't making them. Alright. What do you consider a robot, Dar? Alright, let me go ahead and cover the last bit of news. The last bit of news, guys, is that I do have... I do have... No, never mind. There is no more news. There is no more news. That'll get pushed to tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for being here. If you have any last minute comments, questions, or concerns, or suggestions, or recommendations, or anything, please say them while I'm playing the outro theme of Morning Medley. If you don't have any, just enjoy this song, and then feel free to enjoy the rest of your Monday. Thank you again, everybody, for being here for Morning Medley number 316.